y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Marseille with Marseille Hair Talk, and today's tutorial is going to be about how to make and install a Upart wig. Yes, I do have some nice two-strand twists, but those are coming down, and I'm going to do a nice braiding pattern, which I will show you guys in a small leave out. I'm not putting any heat on my hair, so I will be using flexi rods to get a nice curl pattern to match the bundles that I bought. So what you're going to need is thread, not the thread that you sew your clothes with. That's not sturdy enough. You can get this at the beauty supply stores. I don't know if they sell it this size. I do know they sell the smaller ones, but I always keep the big ones on hand because I'm always doing something with my thread. Then you're going to need a curved needle, not a sewing needle for clothes. Those are too thin and they will break. My favorite is the curve. They do have a deeper U and a straight. I always like to have curved needle is my favorite. You are going to need a pair of scissors to cut the tracks, to cut the thread, and you will need some T-pins to hold the cap and the hair in place. I'm using a mesh dome Upart cap. The tan part in the middle is the part that is going to be cut out, and that is going to create that U part for us. This is spandex, and I believe this is a medium cap, and I got these from Amazon for a couple dollars, for I think like 5 in a pack. You're going to need some wig clips, and I'm going to also show you how to sew these onto the cap, and they look like this. These are not the ones that bend and snap into place. I really don't like those because they are a little bit too uncomfortable for me. These are just the regular combs, and I will teach you guys how to sew those on as well. And then of course you're going to need a mannequin head, and don't judge me, this one has been used all throughout cosmetology school. Then I used her for some props, so don't mind her. I shaved her all bald so my wigs can lay flat. And then you're gonna also need a stand. I have a floor wig stand. You can also use a table wig stand, whichever one you prefer. And then you're gonna need some hair. So these bundles I ordered from Amazon. This is the name. That's the barcode, I guess. So this is going to be deep waves, and I got it in a 14, 16, and 18. And then I'll just bring these guys out. This is 100% human hair. You can color the hair, you can straighten the hair, you can curl the hair, all that good stuff. Take it out of this. So this is what it's going to look like. Some nice curls. So that's why I said I'm just going to use the flexi rod, because I can get a nice curl that's going to match that for the flexi rod. I don't know, hair always stinks to me. It really do. A lot of people will wash their hair with like a little bit of apple cider vinegar to kind of give it a cleanse. I've never had a problem with irritation, so I just skip that part. But yeah, so this is what the hair looks like. And let's see, so it's fashion, I guess that was the brand. I don't know, child. I'll just be looking for the best hair, looking at all the reviews, and I go from there. So it is nice. It's not tangly. It feels really good. Of course, unprocessed hair is going to have, you know, some different browns going on in there. And yeah, but if you wanted to color it, honey, color it. I'm not gonna color this. I know this is got some blonde streaks in there. That's cool. That's okay. We're gonna make it work. I was thinking about coloring my hair all black, but I'm like, you know what, just leave it alone. It also came with some eyelashes. They alright. They ain't mine though. They ain't mine. But anyway, so sometimes I like to use a metallic marker on my cap to guide me on how and which way I should sew and lay my tracks down. I don't have one because I ran out. So I'll just kind of be going step by step with you guys. And let's get this thing right. All right, guys, so I'm starting with my 18-inch, and you always want to start with your longest bundle. Definitely don't want to have no type of issues going on when your hair is longer at the top than the back. Yeah, it's going to look funny. So start with your longest length, and if you got some like all three 24 inches in, that's fine. So you want to lay the track down above the band, but you want to lay it on the nape of the neck. You want to kind of pretend like it's a real client that's getting a sew-in, and you want to just follow the head shape, basically. So this is when you're going to need your T-pins. Very, very important. I love to use them. They're a necessity for me because they help my tracks stay exactly where I put them. They help me guide myself so my tracks don't be going, you know, straight then up and then down. And they're just going to help you when you get to sewing the hair. It's not, you know, tracks not swinging everywhere, and you can keep up with your guide. And we're going to start the sewing process. All right, guys, so I came back to show you just a little tutorial of how I threaded. If you saw my last video when I did the beads, it's a whole little rundown of that. But quickly, you're going to take the needle. The purpose is to get the thread through the eye of the needle. Make sure your thread is not straggly, or to make it very difficult to get it in there. But I've been threading for a long time, so this just come with ease, and you just loop it on through, and you make it as long as you need. Well, I wouldn't say that. Don't make it too long because it'll start tangling fast. So just make it about medium long, and then you're going to cut the thread at the end, tie you a little knot. And for those of you that did watch the last video, we are not using a bead at the end. We don't want a bead running through the tracks. So it's just going to be the knot at the end. And pull that tight, and then you're just going to clip the ends away. Normally I will have about 5 to 6 needles. And trust me, it makes a lot of difference because you get to move fast. You get to pick up the next one, go. Pick up the next one, go. I have them people to do 20 at a time. So whatever works for you. I don't have no other needles no more because they all have broken over time. So I do need to get some more. But I just wanted to show you that real quick. And now let's go back to threading the tracks. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is take the first needle out of the track. And I'm going to take my actual sewing needle, and I'm going to stick that through the width of the track. Again, through the width. You always want to make sure your corners, your ends are sewn down flat, and that there's no possible way that the string is going to go back through the other side and then your track come unraveled. So again, needle and thread through the width of the hair. And if you don't know what a weft is basically the part that's holding all the hair together and that's sewn. So I like to go through this at least 3 to 5 times. I normally don't count. It's probably more than that. And I make my special little knot, which I take the needle through the weft and then through the string with the needle. And it kind of makes a knot, if that's making sense. I don't know. But if you guys can see what I'm talking about right here, like a loop-the-loop. I don't know what that's called. But it makes itself a knot. And like I said, I like to do that 3 to 5 times. Probably well over. I have never counted. You guys are more than welcome to count. And so now for the installation of the rest of the track, I take the needle and go under and through the hair. So I don't use the needle to go through the weft anymore. And the point is because I've broken so many needles, because those wefts can be kind of thick and the needles are not that good. So I have broken a lot, and it takes a lot of time because you got to force the needle through that. And yeah, so we're going to go under and through the hair and then back over and then make that little loop-de-loop that is going to make its own knot. Yeah, just like that. I cannot find the words to even say how to do that. I call it loop-de-loop. So that is going to be your best bet. If you want to stick the needle through the weft, go ahead. More power to you. Like I said, from doing sewing since 2005 or 6, sewing them through the weft takes time and it breaks a lot of needles. And this way is faster. And you don't have to worry about the hair or the tracks bunching up when you do it this way. So I suggest you do it this way. If you don't, that's fine. If you do, kudos, because it is definitely a breeze. Of course, I'm doing it slower so you guys can see. By the way, I had me a cameraman today, my oldest again. It's helping me out. And I need to get me a tripod because, yeah, I need my own stuff going on because he can't comprehend sometimes. All right, guys, so I'm just going to keep going over this, and then I'm going to take you to the next step of how I lay down and fold the next track. All right, guys, so now I'm just going to show you how I go to my next track. So I'm just showing you how much space I left between there. I definitely could have left little space and made it fuller. But I hope nobody is still cutting tracks in half and then going to the next track, because that is just too much. Cutting it off, cutting the string, making a new string. So, honey, we are going to fold it and make it into a double weft. And just like how I taught y'all how to get the first part of the track sewn down, you want to do exactly that method with this end part, folding it over. So you're going to take the needle through both wefts right there in the corner where it's double folded, and you're going to put the needle through that weft, and then you're going to just sew it onto the cap. And you want to try to get that and pull it through tight as possible to get that from not being lumpy and bumpy, which I have seen a lot of girls on YouTube use the flat irons to even make it more flatter. So just your preference, but you definitely want to get that needle through both wefts, and you want to sew it and pull it tight so it can be flat like I'm showing you there. And then you want to do the loop-de-loop method. That's what I'm going to call it. And you want to continue to go over that. Like I said, I don't know how many times I do it. I just do it enough times. All right, guys, so I'm at the crown of the head, and I just want to stop and show y'all how I do this top part. I do not work the crown like I work the rest of the hair, because if you continue to go in this half little circle that we have, curve, whatever you want to call it, it's going to look funny. The tracks are not going to be covered at the top, and we just want to avoid that. So I'm just going to take the track straight across the top of the head. I think I laid 2 or 3 tracks that way until I got closer to the top. So again, I'm going over that same method with the end of the track going through the weft with the needle and doing my whole little loop-de-loop and making sure that's tight. Because you got to remember, y'all, you also have to still comb and brush your wig. You don't want your tracks to come unraveled. You don't want the, thread to be loose and everywhere. So you just want to make sure you get that tight. Like I said, I don't know how many times I do it. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys count it. It's up to you. It's your preference. I don't keep track. I just make sure it's good and snug and in the right place. So after I get that down, I'm just going to go through the rest of the hair the normal way, and that's under and through the weft. And I'm going to show you guys how I do the rest of the way at the top. So I'm just going to double fold that again, put that in place, and I think I do it one more time going across the top, and it's all going to make sense when you see it, not how I'm so much explaining it. But you definitely don't want to keep going with that half moon crescent shape all around the head, because it's going to look terrible and you're going to be mad and you're going to want to take it down and do it all over. So we're going to move to the next step. So as you can see, I moved my way up. So that's 1 track above when I did them straight across, if that makes sense. So I wind up using only 2 more tracks at the very top. And I'm not always a good detailed explainer, so I'm hoping this is kind of making sense, especially with the visuals. So I did 3 tracks going straight across, and then I ended it with 2 tracks going back into the half crescent moon shape we got going on. And if I would have continued to did that at the top, like I said, it would have been funny. And we just want to skip all the mistakes and the wig looking crazy and just do it that way. If you don't want to do it that way, that's fine, but I'm here to teach y'all how I do it my way. And so now I'm just taking that last track and going back into my half moon. Sorry if y'all see my son's toes. I did not know his toes was wiggling in my video when I was uploading it, or I would have cut them out. But again, we're going to do the exact same method for the ends of the track, and then for the middle of the track. And we're going to get that nice and snug at the top. You definitely want your last track to be nice and snug. And then we're going to cut that off at the end, and then we're going to tie that. And now I'm going to show you guys how I take off that little funny looking piece in the middle. It's the same little mesh thing that you get with your closures and stuff. So you're just going to take the scissors and you are going to just follow that. You definitely want to make sure you look where you put your thread at the end, because you definitely don't want to cut your thread off. So just be careful. Okay, so this part I'm showing y'all the clip. So I already put one in the back. one in the back, the top of the U part, and one on the side. I'm just gonna put my last one on the side of the U part. So it's 3 up there on the U part, and it's 1 in the back. However, guys, after I put my wig on, I did go back and sew 2 more on each side by my ear because it was not doing me no justice. I needed to be snug and held on tight. So the way I'm sewing is clip in. Again, I do not have the ones that act like a clip like a barrette because I don't like them. But I'm sewing it just exactly how I sew the end of my track. But this time I'm going in and through the other side all the way, and then taking it back and going through the other side. So it's basically kind of like your regular sewing method. I'm not sure what the method is called. I didn't pay attention in sewing class when we had home economics. So you just want to keep going in, out, in, out, in, out. So I'm just going to finish that all the way through. And you definitely want to make sure you really focus on getting that, because you don't want your clip sliding everywhere and or falling out. So I did that all the way through. I did not do the loopy-loop on here. That's not necessary when you're going in and out. I'm sorry for my son's toes again. Y'all, they just, oh my God. This is why I need a tripod. So I'm just showing y'all how I do the end. Now the end, I do kind of do the loop-de-loop because I need some self knots at the end to hold that in place. I'm not sure how many times I did that, but I did it enough. And I'm just going to cut the string off. And then I think I tied it maybe 2 or 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, I only did it 2 times. So there you go. I did that 2 times. So next time, I guess I'll guys. So this is the final look of my hair. I will show y'all a braiding pattern in another video. I have time for all that. So these I'm leaving out because I, from previous videos, have very delicate edges. So I'm about to use my oil. I love seeing my oil. Oh, it feels so good. And yes, my braids are sloppy due to the fact that I'm rushing today. Today was Father's Day, and I did everything as far as like cooking and stuff, just not getting myself together. So, and for those of you who don't know, I do have my own lash line. These are not my lashes. These are from the beauty supply store, and I do not like them. First of all, they feel super fake and crunchy. Like, look how they stick up. Like, mines have a nice soft flow to them and not sticking all up in the air. Definitely don't like that, but they'll do for today until I can get some of my lashes in. So I already did my makeup, did a half face. I always do half a face, which is brows and my eyelids. So I did bring out my Marcel, which is a curler Marcel, and some flat irons. Now, I did say I wasn't going to heat my hair, but like I said, I ran out of time, and I don't have time to do a flexi rod. And yeah, but I probably put flexi rods in to keep the curls in, but I ain't had time to sit in the dryer, none of that. I'm running behind. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take my sides down. Y'all, my hair has really been breaking off. I'm not putting no more color in my hair. That's it with the color. It's all hard and crunchy. But I've definitely been keeping up on my treatments. And I just went into my school that I graduated from, and I got a deep conditioning treatment done there. And some other stuff. Okay. Oh. Alright. So that's gonna help blend the sides in. Okay, so y'all, my wig. Remember I showed y'all how to, do the clips. I did, however, I went back and added clips to the sides, as you can see. So there's 3 at the top to hold the U part down, 1 in the back for the nape, and then I did 2 on the sides around my ear, because when I did put this on to kind of try it, it fit good. The country. It fitted good, but it was still a little loose, so I just went ahead, like I showed y'all, and just sewed those down on the side. So let's throw this bad boy on. So I left out a good amount of hair. Don't mind the dandruff, y'all. Probably time for me a scalp treatment. And like I said, I did not do any fancy braids. They are different sizes. I'm not showing you the back because they probably are crooked and whatever. Just a nice braid pattern. When you got curly hair, because it's full, it really don't matter. But if you're doing straight hair and want that sleek look, I'll say take your time, make smaller braids, and do it neat. But like I said, I ain't got time for all of that. So you're just gonna hook the nape to the nape, hook the sides to the sides, and this crown part you're gonna stick in. Oh, I gotta turn mine to the side a little bit. And then we're gonna go over here, put the combs down there, and then put the combs in there. So that is definitely a good fit. Yes, I know, like I told y'all before, I was going to color my hair all black, but I didn't feel like it. So yes, it's gonna kind of look funny because I do have highlights, but it is what it is. I should have braided it up more. I should have put a braid going this way. Try to get this over close as possible. I think that's as close as it's gonna get, y'all. I would suggest to put a braid right here so you can have the hook, because it's just gonna slide down. As y'all can see, like I said, my hair is a little jacked up, but I am going to use my Silk Infusion oil for heat protectant. Not a lot, probably a nickel size. Use it on my leave out. The reason why I like Upart wigs is because, one, you can take them down. Now, if I was going out of town, I would probably sew this part down and insert a little bit right here, and probably like one in the inside going across, just so that it's, even more secure. But I'm not going out of town, and I probably take this off tonight. So yeah. Okay, so I need to fix this a little bit, y'all. So again, it's your discretion if you want to use the clips that snap, but like I said, those are a little bit too uncomfortable. So I'm just going to do the comb chase method. It's crazy, with my hair all flat, it look all nice, but in reality, looks can be deceiving. So I'm just going to move the unit back and just go over my leave out. Off my comb. I'm kind of getting some of my hair in this. It's hard trying to look at y'all and well, not look directly at y'all, but you know. So then I'm gonna take my I love Marcel's. If y'all are old school or old school stylists, remember we ain't had the cords, we ain't had a lock, so it won't twirl. We had to do what we do, and a lot of times we burnt ourselves. But this is your control right here. And I'm just going to kind of follow how the curls is on there and feed it in, which in school we called it a figure 8 or 6. I think both of them is used. I can't remember though. So it was at that point I realized that none of this was working. No matter which way I flipped it, curled it, it was not working. Flat irons and them damn Marcel's made it look like loose wave for like a silk press. So not it. So I'm not going to bore y'all with that long part. So yeah, skipping right along. What I did at night though is I took a little wrap lotion, put it on there, and flexi rod it with the yellow rods. And the next morning it came out fabulous and it blended better. So yeah. So this is the final look of the justice I could do. Obviously, if you saw my beginning video, that was after this, and I did use the flexi rod, so it did sit better and it held the curl better. I think another thing that would have helped if I would have pin curled after I curled it. And if you guys don't know that when you curl the heat, when you curl the curl after the heat and pin it to, like, you know, wrap it around and pin it, it holds better because the heat is now being trapped and formed into a curl. I did that with some of them, but like I said, sister, I ain't got time for all that right now. So I just went ahead and laid my baby hairs down, gave me some sideburns or whatnot. But I think for the most part, you know, it looked good. But like I said, the beginning video is definitely after this video and did the flexi rod, so it did hold better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my U-part making and installation. Girl looking cute. Now I'm gonna go chill with my hubby. Y'all be safe, peace, love, meditation, manifestation, self-care, self-love. Take care of that crown above. Until next time, y'all.